If I asked you to name your favorite video game of all time, you would probably name something from more than a few years ago, maybe even from your childhood. Ask Big Man Schlatt, even he would agree with me.
I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had with complete strangers about the good old days of gaming. About Mario Kart, Pokemon, Super Mario Bros. 2. This thing is a staple of a lot of people's childhoods.
Back in the day, people would stand and wait, even camp outside of Best Buys and GameStops just to be the first one to play the new Halo or Legend of Zelda game. Just remember how excited you felt after buying those games from GameStop as your mom drove you back home. You opened the bulky plastic case and read the game manual. There's nothing like playing or even just reminiscing on a game you've used to play, except it's not really like that anymore. But why is this the case? Why doesn't it feel like games today just don't have that special thing about them that makes them last a lifetime? Even though I love hopping on Apex with my friends, we eventually talk about how games today just don't hit like they should, and games of the past just were completely built different. But don't just take my word for it. Do you think like old, like 10 years ago gaming is better than now?
I don't know. That's a hard. I don't know. It's more nostalgic.
Yeah.
Old Ocarina of Time is like a classic.
Yeah.
Like going back to like Ocarina of Time, like it's just as good as any fucking Zelda game. The dungeons were like dungeons. They're not really like. They're not really like dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom.
One of my fondest gaming memories from the past was taking my Wii to my grandmother's house and playing LEGO Star Wars all night, just trying to beat the entire game before I left. Or even taking my 3DS everywhere I went to beat Mario 64 and get all 120 stars back, even though I accidentally deleted them from my brother's profile. But not even the specific events, the games themselves, like Ocarina of Time, just make me feel like the games today are missing something. I don't know if it's the music or the non-battle royale style, but new games just aren't the same. Well, except for Minecraft, that's always good. But Minecraft isn't like Ocarina of Time, because Minecraft changed, and unless you played the older version, it still feels relatively fresh. But the last time I felt that spark was in 2021. It was that kind of experience where you'd come back to a game you haven't played in a while and you'd get super into it again. I was playing Minecraft online with a group of friends one day. I was snowed in, school was closed, and we just played Minecraft all day. Eventually, while playing, I said I was hungry and needed food. My friends thought I meant in the game and not real life, which was concerning. But when I started up that Super Mario mashup world a few years ago, it felt like I was playing old Minecraft again for the very first time. And maybe I miss those days of Minecraft because I miss one of my online friends who lost his fight to cancer back in late 2021. He really only played on that Mario mashup server because it had all the old Mario references in it. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. The games of the past feel like they've always nailed every part of a game, but now it's just kind of the opposite. Most games are similar in quality, with the best having flaws that every player just has to take the L on, like graphics or gameplay. While older games in the past, some were low-key trash, while others were nearly perfect, god tier, if you will. It's not only nostalgia that create the feeling of old games being better, it's also games today that just aren't complete on release. Animal Crossing New Horizons was released on Nintendo Switch back in 2020, during the peak of COVID. Everyone and their mother was playing this game because, well, they had nothing else to do, and the game was the only thing that was kind of released at the time. Most people really liked this game, and I did too. But the amount of updates were insane, and not the updates in the traditional sense like a new season of Fortnite or Christmas theme, but Nintendo would add features that were just new features to the game. Like Zelda, every month a new key item or ability would be added when it should have already been in the game to begin with. A similar example of this is Splatoon 3. I understand that adding new weapon variants keeps the game feeling fairly fresh, but when a fraction of the maps from previous games aren't in the newest one and Nintendo decides to add a second wave of DLC, it just doesn't make sense. Like, who is at these board meetings making these decisions? And possibly the worst thing I could think of would be microtransactions in games like Apex Legends, where yes, the game is free. If you just wanted one specific cosmetic item, it would cost you hundreds of dollars to get an item with virtually no competitive advantage. And I can guarantee you that every person would rather pay $60, even $70 to just earn items and cosmetics by playing And the sad part about this is that games that try to do this, where players can earn rewards like the old Fall Guys, a big corporate entity will just buy them out and turn the game into a money-making machine. Nice one, Epic. The only thing I can really pinpoint of the old games is their replayability. Many new games and many old games have good replayability, games like Wii Sports and Super Smash Bros. Melee, but the thing that sets apart from the old from the new is that all of the old games that don't have replayability are still insanely memorable. One time I heard someone explain how they remember playing many points of Mario Galaxy even though they only really played it once. Meanwhile, if I played a new game and never came back to it, I probably wouldn't really remember it because it just wouldn't have the impact that the old games still do. I mean, every time someone takes a shot at something in real life, everyone does the Wii Sports golf approach sound effect. Coming back to these games is more than nostalgic, it's peaceful.
That'd be crazy if we went back to those games, right?
Alright, here we go, baby. World record shot. World record shot. Fuck! Fucking dumbass Wii Sports. Fuck you, Wii Sports, god damn it!
Going back to these games feels like looking to the past and seeing the person you used to be. Someone different from who you are now, and someone who had no idea where he would be in the future. Games are just sitting here, wasting away on whatever console, unchanged from when everything was easy, and I guess from when my life was easy too. But in reality, the real reason it feels like the old games of our past are better is not because of nostalgia, well, it is, but because we chose to remember the good things and let go of the things we'd rather not. We all miss the idea of the old nostalgia-filled video games, but not the truth. The games we play today represent our lives of today, and the games of the past represent what our life used to be before we went to college, got a job, and had any real responsibilities. What I miss most about those old games wasn't the over-the-top flashy style, but the simplistic nature that created some of the most compelling and captivating games the world has ever created.
It's more nostalgic, but like,
Yeah.
no, today's game is way better. Yeah, but like, you look back on some old games, like in what speedrunners have done to those
That is true,
fucking
yeah.
games, they're absolutely destroyed.
Maybe I was wrong.